الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا شهادة بينكم إذا حضر أحدكم الموت حين الوصية اثنان ذوى عدل منكم أو آخران من غيركم إن أنتم ضربتم في الأرض فأصابتكم مصيبة الموت تحبسونهما من بعد الصلاة فيقسمان بالله إن ارتبتم لا نشتري به ثمنا ولو كان ذا قربى ولا نكتم شهادة الله إنا إذا لمن الآثمين فإن عثر على أنهما استحقا إثما فآخران يقومان مقامهما من الذين استحق عليهم الأوليان فيقسمان بالله لشهادتنا أحق من شهادتهما وما اعتدينا إنا إذا لمن الظالمين ذلك أدنى أن يأتوا بالشهادة على وجهها أو يخافوا أن ترد أيمان بعد أيمانهم واتقوا الله واسمعوا والله لا يهدي القوم الفاسقين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Ma'idah, these ayat that we recited today. So in the previous ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given some commands about the benefit of the deen. In these ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given some commands about our imminent benefit of the dunya as well, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Kareem and merciful, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala cares about our dunya as well. The background of these ayat is that there was a person who was a Muslim, his name was Budayl, and he traveled to Syria for a business trip with two other people whose names are Tamim and Uday, and they were Christians, not Muslims. So they had gone to Syria, but when they reached there, Budayl the Muslim became sick, and he quietly wrote a complete list of whatever his possessions were and reported in his assets, and did not tell his co-travelers about it. But when he became more sick, he just told his Christian friends, that all of this my assets, he made them responsible to take it to and give it to his inheritors. So this is what they did, but they did some dishonesty and took out from his belongings one bowl, which was a silver bowl, and it was very expensive. It had some golden work done on it. So the inheritors got this all the assets, and in that in that stuff they found a list of all the possessions, and when they compared that list to what they had got, they found out that this bowl was missing. So they asked these people that, did the deceased sell something, or did he stay sick for so long that some of it was spent in taking his care? And they said that no, none of that happened. So they took this issue to the court of the Prophet ﷺ. Now the basic teachings that are learnt in these ayat, we should understand them. That first, a person, the Shariat commands us to execute our wasiyat, to have two credible people become the guarantors or executors of our wasiyat. And these people are better, it's better that they are Muslim, but if a Muslim is not available, then non-Muslims can be used for this purpose. Just like in the situation of this person, Budayl, that he used two Christians for that purpose. The other thing that we learn from these ayat is that whenever a case is presented in the court, and this is the matter of qada, it has to be executed by the qazi or the Muslim court, that if there are no witnesses, the first thing is that the qazi has to look, the court has to look for a witness. But if there is no witness, then oaths or swearing are taken, and this is what the Prophet ﷺ did as well. So when the awsiya, or the people who had inherited, they brought this issue to the Prophet ﷺ, they had no evidence, they had no witness to what they were claiming. Therefore, the two Nasrani, the two Christians, they were brought forth to take an oath that they had not done any dishonesty, and they took that oath. So the Prophet ﷺ has mentioned it, we've mentioned before multiple times, that in this dunya we decide things based on the apparent or based on the rules that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us. So according to the rules, the Prophet ﷺ decided in favor of these two Christians because they had taken an oath, they had sworn. But later on, after some time, it was discovered that these people had sold that bowl to a goldsmith in Makkah. So then they were asked, and when they were asked, they said that we had actually bought this before the person died, before Budayl died, we had bought it from Budayl. And because we did not have any witnesses of this transaction, we did not mention it because we thought that we will be considered liars. So the Wurasa, or the inheritors, came to the Prophet ﷺ again, but now this time the two Nasrani people, they were claiming that they had bought it, and the inheritors were denying it, and again there was no witness. So now the people, the other side, which was not the claimant but the defendant, they were, which was the Awsiya, and this which was the inheritor this time, because the claim of Nasara was claiming that we had bought it, and the inheritors were saying that this is not true. So they were the defendants, the inheritors. So they were asked, and they were the two among them who were the closest to, or closer to Budayl, the deceased. They were asked to swear by Allah, and that's what they did. And then based on their swearing, Allah, the Nabi of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he gave the decision on in favor of the inheritors, and justice was delivered, and roughly 1,000 dirham, the price for which they had sold the bowl, was given to the inheritors. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that, O people of faith, in your dealings among yourself, there should be two people who should become the guarantors or the executors of the wasiyat or the will, and although it is permissible to not have anyone, but it is better. And these two people should be Muslims, and these should be religious, pious Muslims. But if not, that's not possible, then even non-Muslims are fine, they can be used. Similarly, to not have any wasi, any executors of the wasiyat, that's also permissible. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained that how to take the witness. If there is no witness, then have somebody take the oath, the other side. And the way to take the oath, the recommended way to take the oath has been mentioned in these ayat by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, although it is upon the discretion of the court. So the time is after Asr and in a big gathering. So these two basically make the oath or the swearing even more weighty, because there's multiple people. So they are taking, if somebody is planning to take a false oath, that they would be troubled by the fact that they are taking it before so many people. And even in Yahud and Nasara, this time was the time of after Asr, a sacred time. So they were strictly forbidden to tell a lie at that time. That was their practice. So this was the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that this is the time, and this is the way, this is the manner in which oath should be taken. فإن عثر على أنهما استحقا إثما فآخران يقومان مقامهما من الذين استحق عليهم الأوليان فيقسمان بالله لشهادتنا أحق من شهادتهما وما تعتدينا إنا إذا لمن الظالمين. Then if you find out that the people who had taken, the two people who were used to take the swearing, they had taken a false oath, then the person who's claiming against it, the defendants should be, if the claim comes to you again, then the other side, two defendants, they should be used to take an oath, and they should take oath that our swearing is closer to reality. And when that happens, then this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has decided, this is the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the system, so that people would give the because if in this system Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept an opening that if somebody is taking a false oath, they should, in the back of their mind, they will know that if we take a false oath, that there is other people who can take an oath upon our oaths, our swearing being false. So that will also be a deterrent. That will also prohibit them from taking, na'uzubillah, a false oath. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to live our lives according to the teachings of Islam. Allahumma ja'alna min ahli al-Quran alladhi ahluka wa khassatuk. Inshallah, we'll continue with the next ruku tomorrow. Jazakallah khair.